Okay, I did put a title on there, I hope. So, today I'm going to serenade you with a song. I'm going to sing you a song. And have you seen the movie A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper? Where is this camera? Okay, so I'm borrowing a new camera of my husband's, and the color is a little off, but the camera's on this side, and so it looks really weird to me, so I'm not used to, usually the camera's in the middle of the phone. So I messed with the lyrics a little bit and had it actually instead reflect what I'm going through right now in my journey of life. And so if you have seen the movie A Star is Born, this song is written by Lady Gaga, or Stephanie, whatever her Italian last name is, and some other people, and the song is so powerful. So I changed the lyrics. I changed the lyrics, and I was going to sing it to you. So are you ready? So just try to listen to the lyrics and see if you hear anything. Because if you know the original song, then you know that these are not the lyrics. So this is not the lyrics, okay? Okay, so this is Bradley Cooper's part. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? And then there's like another part of the lyrics and stuff like that. And so I changed up the words of this part because it was very significant to this moment in my life right now with being a life coach and being a Sherpa and going up the mountain. I'm on the mountain, watch as I climb up. I'll never hit the ground. Climb up the summit where we're supported. We are far from the bottom now. So I was trying to sing the song without being loud, and I couldn't sing it. I couldn't sing it. And today, I did something very different. Let me give you the backup story. So let's back up. Okay, so a few weeks ago, or this past weekend actually, was it this past weekend? Yes, this past weekend, I wrote down all the reasons why I could not have everything I wanted. And then, as an exercise, I flipped all those words, all those things around, and I turned them into positive affirmations. I turned them into to positive affirmations. Elizabeth, you'll have to go watch the replay because I just sang a song. And so when I turned all those doubts and those reasons why I thought I couldn't have everything I wanted, they turned into these really positive, powerful affirmations. And when I read them, they were so powerful when I read them in my head. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to record these affirmations so that I can listen to them on repeat while I'm at work, because that's so powerful. It's like I'm turning all my limiting beliefs on their heads, and then instead I'm giving myself very powerful ways of being and living. And so I noticed that when I recorded them, they just didn't sound as powerful. And I could not for the life of me figure out why the words that I wrote when I read them and recorded them, they did not have the same kind of power. And so I was really perplexed. And so then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to record them again. And this time I'm going to read it with more feelings. I'm going to really enunciate certain words and just really put some emotion to it. So I recorded again, and I still could not hear the power of the words. So today I learned something very powerful. Every Thursday, I have a powerful, earth-shattering, deeply enlightening, soul-expansive, huge life coaching session with my coach every day, every Thursday. And so today, of course, before we had our call, I set the intention with the multiverse, with our Heavenly Father, that with my my spiritual teacher, the goddess, my heavenly mom, Kuan Yin, and I asked them for clarity. I asked them to help me with this next moment in my life, this next life purpose, this next step. And I asked them to always, as usual, make the call, allow the session to be deeply transformative, deeply soul expansive, very powerful, and very enlightening. And of course, the session was deeply powerful, deeply enlightening, and I got so much out of it. So one of the assignments that my coach asked me to do was to go somewhere remote or sit in my car where it's private and to say things as loud as I could possibly bellow out the words. And so I was pretty much like yelling very loudly in my phone my manifestations, my affirmations. And then when I did that, it hit me. It dawned on me that that was how you say your words very powerfully. Like when I was doing this exercise, I was just bellowing out these powerful words at the top of my lungs, just like when I was singing that second stanza of that song. When I did that, it was just like the words woke me up, and I started bawling in tears because it hit me so hard. Like I really got the resonation. I really got the power of the words. So I think, and it made me think so much of when someone like a JFK or MLK or an Oprah, like when they're standing at the podium, they're speaking very loudly and they're projecting their voice, and there's all this power behind their words. And I never put two and two together. I never conceptualized. I never thought about it. I never thought like there was a power in saying your words from your gut and saying it out. Like to speak that loudly, you really have to like bring it from the bottom out. Like you really have to say it out. Like whenever I was talking, saying the words very loud, I could hear the words coming from my gut out through my mouth. And that was so powerful. So powerful. And then and for some reason, doing that activity, not only did it wake me up, it helped me come back to life. It brought me back to here. But it also made me think all of a sudden, yeah, from the guts out. Yes, Kenny. And when for some reason, when I did that activity and when I was listening to the replay of me recording at the top of my lungs my manifestations, I thought of the song for some reason. It brought my memory back to the song in the movie A Star Is Born, where Lady Gaga would sing. And when it came to singing this one part of the song, which is called, the one part is called I'm on the Deep End, watch as I dive in, I'll never hit the ground, climb up, what does she say? Something, we're protected or something, we're so far from somewhere, I forget. I don't have the lyrics because I changed the lyrics. I don't know what the real lyrics are. Basically, she's saying, I'm going to dive into the deep end. It's so deep, like, I'm not going to hit the ground when I dive in. And I watch, as I surface, like, we're protected from the world because we're so out there. And so when I noticed that when it came to that part of the movie, whenever it came to the part where she sang, like, she couldn't just sing it. Like, she couldn't just say, I'm on the mountain, watch as I climb up, I'll never hit the ground. Like, she can't say it like that. Like, when she sings it, she has to, like, bellow it out. And I've observed this. I have observed this whenever I go to concerts. And when someone is singing with all their might, and they're singing from, like, the bottom of their guts out to the audience, like it's just so powerful, so powerful. And there are more and more people hopping on. I feel like I should sing this song again for you, and you can go back and watch the replay. But thanks for joining, and try it. Try when you write out something really powerful, stand in front of the mirror and yell it out, like bellow out your words to yourself. Because if you're to stand in the mirror and you're saying, Tuan, I love you. Tuan, you are so powerful. Tuan, you are amazing. It doesn't have the same thing as saying, Tuan, I love you. You are amazing. You are so powerful. Like if you stand in front of your mirror and you're screaming at yourself, and you're screaming as loud as you possibly can. Make sure maybe no one's home, or maybe you're doing it in your car, maybe you're doing some random field or whatever. Like I closed the door because my husband would be like, what the world is she doing in there? And I was practicing in the car when I was like bellowing out my manifestations, and it was so powerful. I promise you, if you just merely read out your manifestations Like, have you seen the video where there's this cute, adorable little girl? She's standing in front of the mirror and her dad's behind her and he's like brushing his teeth or whatever. And she is, or maybe he's supporting her. And she's like standing in front of the mirror and she's like waving her arms and she's talking and she's yelling at her affirmations at herself. And you're thinking, oh, that's so cute. There's like this cute little adorable little 3-year-old and she's yelling out affirmations to herself. Like, you're like, oh, that's so cute. It's so funny. It's so endearing, right? And I never thought, like, why is she yelling in the mirror? Like, what could be so powerful about it? And I finally got it today. If you are going to really speak into the depths of your soul, where you wake yourself up, where you wake other people up, that is when you bellow from your guts, which is, you know, your core, like your second brain, and you sing from your guts. So there's more and more people hopping on. So I'm going to do this again. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to sing this again since I figure the more I sing it, the better I'll get at it. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? And there's another part, but I didn't rewrite the lyrics. And then she goes, I'm on the mountain, watch as I climb up. I'll never hit the ground. Climb up the summit where we're supported. We're far from the bottom now. So do you see how, like, if you have to sing that hard, like, you don't, like, in order to put yourself in that position to sing that loud, like, there's no going back and there's no faking it. Like, you cannot sing with that kind of capacity and be fake about it. Like, I can say, I'm on the mountain, watch as I climb up. I'll never hit the ground. So you can do that, right? But it doesn't, you're not singing from the depths of your soul. You're not singing from like the bottom of your guts. You're not screaming out the words with your emotions and your soul. And you're not going to move someone the way that you would like to. Like when I was saying, like if I sang it like that, like, it's nice. It's like such a beautiful song. It's such a well-written song. But I'm like screaming them. If I'm screaming the words at the top of my lungs, I'm singing from the depths of my guts and from my soul, then I feel something. And when I heard that, like when I was listening to me recording my affirmations, my manifestations, screaming at the top of my lungs, like really projecting my voice out there from my diaphragm, from my guts, is when I actually felt the power of the words. It's almost like that's the way to do it. I don't know what that is. I just know that when I did that, I woke myself up. And I think if there is a message for you to share with someone, sometimes to powerfully share your message, it's to scream it out from the rooftops, from the mountain, from wherever. So that was such a powerful thing I learned today, and I'm so looking forward to sharing you whatever I get next. But if you didn't already know, I am a life coach. I'm a life coach, and I have a life coach too, because everybody could use a life coach in their life. Like, having a life coach is so essential to you living your most powerful life. Yes, Kenny, try it. Kenny Coulter says, wow, I need to wake myself up. Thank you. So yes, say something, scream something to yourself from the top of your lungs, like sing something that deeply resonates with you. Instead of just singing it, you know, like, I'm on the mountain, watch as I climb up, like really scream it from your guts, like scream it from like all the power within you, like from the very bottom of your guts all the way out, and really project it. And you will be floored, Kenny. Like, you will be just like, what was that? What the heck was that? So, as I was saying, if you didn't already know, I am a life coach. And it's, you know, having a life coach in your life is such an essential way to live a deep, powerful life. And I was thinking about this, how I could give you an analogy. So the analogy I have is, let's say you want to climb a mountain, right? Because it's the mountain? Who doesn't want to climb a mountain? It's like, it's an accomplishment to climb the mountain. And you could climb up by yourself, and you could attempt to find a route up the mountain, and you could also die on the mountain. You could die on the mountain, and then you'd come back in another life, and you would do it again and again and again. Or you could ask somebody who's been up the mountain, or you could take a buddy with you to go up the mountain, and you guys could watch each other. You could have ropes for each other. You could ask someone, if you have, let's say you want to go up Mount Everest or Mount Fuji or whatever the mountain is near Tibet. Suppose you want to go up those mountains and their conditions are tough. It's snowy and harsh, and you desire to go up that mountain. In Tibet, if you want to go up that mountain, it's really important that you hire a Sherpa. A Sherpa is like an experienced expert mountaineer that helps climbers, other mountaineers, less experienced ones, especially with the cold and the ice and the snow and everything, to go up the mountain. Because as you go up higher and higher, the weather is it's more inclement. There is more wind. You might have to go from base camp up some to elevation, go back down a little bit, go back up. Some people that are really good maybe never go back down elevation. They just stay there for a while and then they gradually move up. But your body takes some time to fully acclimate to the conditions. And if you have a Sherpa, chances are you will make it to the top of the mountain. And if you don't, the Sherpa will also show you how to safely get down the mountain or how to go back to a certain elevation and the strategies for you to use to go up to the next elevation again. Like, to have a guide, to have a expert mountaineer, to have a Sherpa is the difference between you being able to safely descend the mountain and not dying, and the difference between you dying on the mountain and the difference to you actually making to the top of the mountain. Like, I think it's probably a given. Like, you know that if you would like to really increase your odds of going to the top of the mountain, you have a guide, you have someone who's been there before, you have a mentor, you have a life coach, you have someone who's done it before. So I think it's the same thing with life. With life, you don't know how many times you've reincarnated into this human form. And you can keep reincarnating 100, 1,000,000 times, or you can find a spiritual teacher to do it, or you can find a life coach. You can find someone to really help you live your most powerful life. And ideally, most of us would rather not reincarnate 1,000,000 times. Maybe we'd like to only reincarnate a few thousand times or a few hundred times. But I found that when I have a life coach in my life, it was like me living 3 lifetimes in one. It was a whole lot more effective, and the transformations are a lot more often. And whenever I get stuck with something, whenever I encounter a blind spot, an obstacle, it's so much easier to get myself out of that rut than if I were to do it on my own. In fact, the first 38 years of my life, I didn't have a life coach. And there were moments of my life where I would just sit there and cry. Like, I just cry and cry and cry and cry. And at one point, I lost my meditation practice. I really lost myself. And I felt so empty, and I felt like the life I was living was not the life that I came here to live. And I really didn't know how to snap out of it and get out of it. And then after I hired a life coach, I started to come alive. And I started to realize that I'm not living the way I desire to live, and it's about time that I stopped. And now, after all that transformation that I've had, like, if you were to look at a picture of me today versus the day of my very first life coaching session, you would be like, this is the same person? Like, I'm barely recognizable. But when you have a life coach in your life, and when you start transforming your life, like, you never really get to the summit. As you get to that summit, there's another mountain, there's another summit. But the thing is, there's always room for your up-leveling, your expansion, your growth. just like the multiverse is ever expanding. You're always ever expanding. There's always room for you, more growth for you to be had. And see, so even though I've achieved quite a bit with my life transformation, there's always more levels that my life coach can take me up to. And so no matter how powerful life you are living right now, if you still feel like from the depths of your soul that you're still missing something, like you're not having that life fulfillment, you're not having that clarity, you're not having that profound meaning in your life, and you know there's much more to your life, but you're not living it right now, then that's where a life coach comes in. That's where the Sherpa comes in. So I am a Sherpa. I am an experienced mountaineer. And if you would like to climb your mountain and you have no idea where to begin, where to start, reach out to me, talk to me, because I've been there. I've done that. Trust me, we will get to the bottom of it and you will climb your mountain. I promise you. That is what I came here to do. That is my life purpose. That is my soul purpose. And I've had multiple conversations with the multiverse why I don't think I could do it, but I finally understood and I'm finally clear that I am to do it. I'm here to do it. I will do it. So I will support you 100% of the way. If you choose to climb the mountain, I will support you. Reach out to me and talk to me. That's it. I send you love, light, profound clarity, infinite possibility to create the life you desire to live, one that is completely aligned with your soul's expansion and growth. Always. Sending you lots of love. And if you missed the part where I sang, go back to the replay. And in the beginning, I sing for you. So you got, right, Kenny? Like it's totally worth your time. It's worth your 30 seconds of hearing me sing, because I'm singing from the depths of my soul, and hopefully something will resonate with you and something will wake you up like it woke me up today. Love you lots, and I will see you tomorrow.